Let's be honest, it is very difficult to save money in this economy. But on our tight budgets that we must be on, I'm going to give you approximately 9, 10, 11, I don't know. I'm going to give you different ways on how you can save money on a tight budget. Let's get into it.
Is anybody else's electric bill astronomically high? I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment, 1,000 square feet. Lights are never on. Why is my electric bill $250? Nothing's plugged in. I don't really use much electricity. I cook on the stove and maybe using my hot water. Everything else, I don't get it. And then this lady posted that there was going to be some tariffs now being put on our electric bills. Like, I don't know if that's why it's $250 or if this is something that's going to happen later and now it's going to be more expensive. It's just like, bro, we can't catch a break in this recession. And I already know, like, when this hits some people, like, they might not be able to afford something like that. That's like a $100, over $100 difference since last month. And I'm like, I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired.
Sis, we are all tired. Let's talk about it. So let's talk about different ways on how we can save money on our utility bills, because let's be honest, there's just something that we can't go without. We have to pay water, lights, gas, and the last thing that I want you to do is to let your bill overlaps into the next month. I know a lot of people who do that. They will forego paying their utility bills because you can go months without paying your utility bills before the utility bill will come and cut your water off, your gas off, your lights off. You can go sometimes 3-4 months. However, that can cause things to be a lot more stressful for you. So number one, please make sure that you are paying the bills that you have. Number two, I would recommend talking to other people who live in the house if it's not just you. I know the young lady on the video, it was just her, but if it is more people, if you have a family of anywhere more than 2 people, I would have a real candid and real conversation with them and say, hey, look, this is the utility bills for lights, gas, water. We're paying probably $500-$600 a month. So I need you to cut off the lights when you're not in the room. I need you to stop running the water when you're not using it. I need you to stop just cutting on the air conditioner whenever you get ready, or the heater whenever you get ready. We need to put on socks. We need to take off some of our clothes in order to be warm or cool, close the blinds, and do different things to help save money on the utility bills. I would be very candid and vulnerable, and even show them and say, hey, this is the bill. You want to pay it this month? Because a lot of the times the people that we're living with, when they are not paying the said thing, when they're not buying the groceries, paying the rent, paying the utility bills, it's not on their mind how much it takes to pay those things. So I would save money by having conversations, real conversations with the people that you live with, your family, and saying, hey, our bill was $300 last month and I am really trying my best to get it under $150. So let's work together as a family and as a unit, and let's work on doing these different things to lower the bill. The next thing that I would suggest that you do to save money on your utility bills is actually call the water company, call the light company, call the gas company, and have them have someone to come out and do an audit. I've seen many times where when you call and you say, hey, my water bill is $500, can you tell me why? And all the representative is going to say initially is, hey, this is what the meter is reading, and so that is what your bill, it is correct. However, there are some times when the meter is reading incorrectly. The meter could be broken, it could be old, it could be an old building that you live in. Maybe you're being billed for someone else's unit if you're like in an apartment building or even a condo, anything that is attached. So you want to actually have the technician to come out and do an audit on the actual meter and see how it's reading, especially if you're like the girl in the video and your lights are always turned off, you're not really using any water, you're being very smart about the electricity, you're unplugging things. If you're doing everything that you believe that you should be doing to decrease your utilities, but it's still up, I would have them actually come out to do a read or to do a diagnostic on your meter. I have seen my brother, his bill, I believe he said he got a bill that was $700. And when he finally had someone come out, he was able to see that he had a leak and he needed to fix the pipe. So even though the meter was right, there was something else that was causing the water bill to be astronomically high. There was another instance where someone was living in an apartment building and the actual meter was old and it needed to be upgraded. And so just with that change, their bill went down. So if you feel as though your bill is just way too high, I would actually have someone come out, and then also just talk to the utility company and say, hey, how can I save money on my bill because it's just way too much? And they'll definitely give you different things you can do, like we talked about a little bit earlier, which is unplugging different things that you're not currently using, making sure that you're turning off lights, not running the water when you're not ready to get into the shower, okay? Because a lot of people will let that water run 10 to 15 minutes before you even step foot in the shower, right? So cut that water off when you're not using it. So I would recommend that you do all of those things. And then lastly, I would recommend applying for different programs that you just may be eligible for. So I would not have any embarrassment or anything. If you can get 30% off, 25% off, whatever the percentage off is on your bill, definitely take advantage of that. That is the reason why it is there. Call and see if you qualify. That way you can get a break on paying these utility bills that you have to pay anyway. So I hope that those things will be helpful on ways that you can decrease your utility bills. And going into the next thing, I will say a way to save money on your bills is just to always make sure that you are doing an audit. Maybe like every 3 to 6 months, you're looking to see what you can eliminate or what you can decrease on your bills. Make sure that you are constantly calling. I would probably do every 3 months that you're calling to see on different ways that you can save money on the different bills that you have. And this is outside of the utility bills, but maybe there's a way that you can save money on your internet. There's a deal that's going on because you have to have internet. All of the different things that you pay for, I would constantly call to see how you can save money on that said item. And you may even take a look at that item and say, you know what, I don't even need it anymore. I think it's time that, we kind of cut you out of the lineup for a while. Maybe it's for a season, maybe it's forever, but that is a way that you can save money. Make sure that you are doing a constant audit on what it is that you are paying for so that you can in turn save money. Now let's talk about what we always talk about, being intentional in saving money and actually putting savings in your budget. I don't care, guys, if it's $5, $10, $15, $25 every time that you get paid. Automate that savings, let it sit. Hopefully you're putting it over in a high yield savings account and it is building and it is gaining interest over time, and the amount that you're actually saving is building over time. A little bit goes a super long way. Trust me, you do not have to save hundreds of money or hundreds of dollars, every month in order for it to be significant. It is significant if you are saving 25, 30, 40, 10, whatever it is that you can save over time, it's going to add up. I have been very successful in doing something as called the $5 savings challenge. Every $5 bill that I would receive, I saved that money. At the end of the year, I had a couple of $1,000s saved. It's right here in this video. It's an old video. However, it was the very first time that I decided I was going to be consistent in saving $5 bills. And I wanted to see how much money I was going to save at the end of the year. And my gosh, I saved thousands. So I would recommend that you look at different ways to automatically save money. If it's the $5 challenge, the $10 challenge, the $1 challenge, the coin challenge. There's different challenges out here that will help you to save money. It doesn't have to be a lot. And I do want to just note this before I move on to the next thing. Some people think if you are not saving large bills that you might as well just forego it and not save anything. That is the very worst thing that you can do. Be comfortable with saving $20 a month, $20 every 2 weeks, $5, whatever it is. Be comfortable with saving that, because I guarantee you when you let it build over time, it is going to surprise you.
Here are my top 5 reasons why I love thrifting and why I think you should thrift too. Number 1, cost savings. That's pretty self-explanatory. You can find really nice items for you and for your family for cheap. Number 2 goes in with number 1. You can play with styles and trends for cheap. You don't have to run to the mall and get the latest trend. There's nothing really new under the sun. Everything comes back around at some point. You can probably find it at the thrift, and you can play around with styles and trends.
So let me tell you about Homegirl. She looks fly every single time I see her. And I have run across her posts often on Instagram and on TikTok, and she is doing it, and she is a thrifting queen. There's another person that I follow here on YouTube who is also a thrifting queen, and she always looks bad, okay? And I mean bad in a good way. That's an old term. Bad meant good back in the day. So she looks stunning every time I see her, and she is always talking about her thrifting. So there is a science to thrifting. So if that is something that you're interested in, I definitely would recommend that you research how to thrift with a plan so that you can come out with very good buys, and you can buy things for $2, $5, $6 for name brand quality pieces. And you don't have to go out, like she said, and spend a ton of money for each season that comes around. You can save for you and your family. So that is another way that you can save money on a tight budget, is to actually look into thrifting. I'm telling you, thrifting using coupons, like we've got to get back around to finding a good deal and using coupons, using gift cards, using apps where you scan your receipt and you get points and you get gift cards that you can use on everyday purchases. I mean, we have got to really do some digging and find. I use the which app is it? Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I use the Fetch app. How could I forget? Because I'm always talking about Fetch. So I use the Fetch app. I scan my receipts and I get rewards points. I can turn those rewards points into gift cards, and I use those gift cards. There are tons of stores. I always usually get mines from Nordstrom, but you can get it from a whole lot of retailers that I won't name. But just go on there. You can download the app. It is free. And if you use my discount code, then you'll get bonus points. I'll get bonus points as well. But it is a way for you to save money. So one of the things that we probably don't like to do, but we need to just cut the fluff. We need to cut the extras. If that is you and you're looking to save money, sometimes when we are shopping, we will get the pants, the shirt, the shoes, the socks. We'll get the whole outfit. But maybe instead of getting the shirt, you just get the pants and you shop your closet for the shirt and the shoes. Or if you're going to go get your nails done, and of course you want your hands to look nice for whatever reason, just because that's just what you do. Number one, maybe you're doing your own nails, but if not, and you're going to the nail shop, maybe you're not getting the bling and the long and the different shaping and all of those things that add to the cost. Maybe you're just getting a regular manicure so that your nails can look nice and upkept. Maybe you're cutting the bling for a season, and you know, when things are not as tight on your budget as they normally are, you can start getting the bling again. Sometimes we're cutting the fluff for a season, we're cutting the extras for a season, but not forever. And then maybe you just might cut it forever because you might start liking that savings. So I would recommend that you save money by cutting the extras and the fluff. Find free fun. Some of the best fun that I have had has been for free. A good girls link up at someone's house or community center, or maybe just some free fun where you're out and the community of people that you're around and the laughter and the conversation is just fun enough. And I will tell you, if you are linked up with some real cool people, you guys can go have fun for free. I've done it plenty of times, and like I said, some of the best times that I have had have been for free or very, very low cost with the people that I genuinely love and care for. So I recommend finding free fun, some things that you can do in your community or in your city, and just get some friends with you and go have a ball. Go over somebody's house, cook dinner, have fun, have a game night. All of those things is free fun. So save money by having free fun.
I know that I have bad spending habits, but the problem is that I don't want to fix the spending habits. I want to be able to afford them. And in the meantime, I'll just be mostly ignoring my bank account because what I don't know cannot hurt.
No. One of the things that a lot of us do is we will ignore the bank account because we want to afford our spending habits. And you will not save money by thinking that if you make more money, that you'll be able to just spend money all willy-nilly. You have to be disciplined and you have to get your spending habits in check in order for you to save money and do the things that you love. I don't believe in living a life full of boredom or not being able to buy the things that you want in life and love. However, I do believe in saving money so that you can go ahead and do those things. It is very important to have self-discipline. Read self-help books if you need to. Look at YouTube videos if you need to. Listen to podcasts. But changing those spending habits is going to be important. And also just understanding, why do you have reckless spending habits? It is important that we really look deep to see and find out, why can't I save money? Why do I just want to spend? Sometimes if we fix that reason, it will in turn fix our spending habits, which will in turn help us to be able to save money. So do not go out there and just think making more money will help your spending habits and help you save money, because it will not. Utilize self-discipline, look and do the work deep within so that your self-discipline will help you to save money. Take a staycation. One of the ways that you can save money on travel, which you're saving on plane tickets and other different travel costs, is to just do a simple staycation in your city or in your state, somewhere that's very close to your home. This is something that I will be exploring in the future, where I just want to stay in my city, probably in the downtown area, and do some things around where I would just be able to relax, take my self-care day, and travel within the city that I live in. Unfortunately, I have not done everything that there is to do here at home, and I live in a very beautiful city. So especially if you are living somewhere where it's nice and it's fun, I would always recommend doing a staycation, because you're going to save money on all of the other travel expenses. Now, we just talked about doing a staycation and how to save money on travel, but take a look at this.
Dubai for Valentine's Day.
Wow.
And I went for completely free. And most people don't know this, but airlines will actually give you airline miles every time you pay your electric and gas bill. I'm so serious. But every single thing you need, every single thing you do every day is a free flight. You just don't know it yet.
It's a reason why we're not building wealth. The reason why we're not doing certain things is
because people can travel for free. They just don't think they can.
We're at a 45% chance of a possible recession, but that shouldn't stop us from traveling if we have the right strategy right now.
Listen, inflation is at an all-time high. You want my money? You better work for it.
So the other day, I was roaming the YouTube streets and I ran across this video from The Table with Anthony O'Neill. And the title of the video was How to Travel the World for Free, No Credit Card Needed. And of course, I was intrigued. I clicked on the video and he was doing a sit down podcast video with the young lady. Her name is Shakima and her social handles are here on the screen. And I was amazed. I was taken back. I was shocked. Like, what? You travel to Dubai for free? You've traveled to different countries for free and you're able to continually do this? And basically what her strategy is, she has changed her spending, her shopping habits, if you will. And she talks about it more in detail on the video, which I will leave a link down below. But she talks about actually doing her everyday spending and paying her bills through the shopping portals for the actual airline. So if you go to like shopping, if you go to like Delta's shopping portal, there are many places where we already shop at, where we can shop through the portal and we can gain points, and we can turn those points into airline fare as well as hotel stays. So all we're doing, we're not paying more for the item or anything. We're just going through that site in order to purchase items, in order to get our plane tickets for free. So that blew my mind. And that is definitely a for sure way to save money on a tight budget and still do any traveling that you want to do. So definitely check out that video, which I'll link down below. And then also, if you want to do a staycation, you can still probably do a staycation for free at a hotel just by shopping through these portals. So that was game changing. And shout out to AO for posting that video. I have done some research on the young lady, and she has done interviews with other creators as well. And I'm just blown away. So I will be now shopping through those portals so that I can gain those points, and I can travel for free. And then just also to let you know, you don't have to pay to download the shopping portal. It's completely free. And then also, you don't have to use your credit card if you don't need to. So that right there was amazing to learn. And then the last thing, this may not be the most popular, however, it just may be a good strategy for you if it is possible. I've talked about this in another video, but if you may need to, if you have the opportunity to, in this season, in this time, and for a moment, I would suggest or recommend that if you can, sometimes moving home with family can be of a huge help. It's something that I have done, and it helped me tremendously when it was time to purchase my home. So if you are able to move home with family, or move with a friend, or move in a situation that is going to be healthy, because we know sometimes moving with people isn't the most healthiest, but if it is a situation that works for a season, you may just need to go back home and save money if you have a tight budget. Then that way you don't have the stress of trying to pay this high skyrocket rent that we're paying, all of the utility bills that we have to pay. You may need to put something on it where you move to, but it definitely won't be as much as you'll have to spend by living on your own. Or if you get a roommate, you guys can split 50-50 if it is a healthy situation. And it may not be the thing that you want to do, but it may be the thing that you need to do in order to save money when you are on this tight budget at this moment. So I hope that all of the things that I talked about in this video have been helpful, and that you can use 1, 2, 3, heck, all of them in order to save money on a tight budget at this time. Listen, I don't know when it's going to get better, but all the time, as we have seen, it gets worse before it gets better. And while we are in the worst time, we need to look at different ways that we can save money while we are on a tight budget if we need to. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. If there is anything that you learned in this video, please share. I want to know what you will be doing, what you learned. Leave that in the comments. And if there is anything that I have left off of the video on other ways that you can save money on a tight budget, maybe we'll make this a series. Leave that down below as well. But until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Go be great, besties. Peace out.
You special and she reckless. Remember, you're my bestest friend. Yeah, she my bestie. My love for you is endless. Nobody else can end it. And when I get the money back, then baby girl, you can spend it. And everything is alright. I like how you do it.